Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up and subscribe button down below. This is the short and sweet recap on Insecure Season 1. For those of you who do not know, Insecure is my favorite show about career and relationships through the eyes of a girl named Issa. She basically gives you the black perspective of things. Issa works for a nonprofit organization for the youth. She likes spoken word and basically just hyping herself up in the mirror. Issa's boyfriend is Lawrence. They've been together for 5 years and he's been unemployed for 4. Molly is Issa's best friend from college. She's a successful lawyer and she belongs to all of the dating websites because she's just trying to find a perfect guy. She's basically a serial dater. Coming into work one day, Molly's coworker Diane announces her engagement, which upsets Molly. So she calls Issa right away because she doesn't understand why it's just not happening for her. So Issa decides it's time for a night out. On Issa's way out with Molly, she tells Lawrence that she's sick of his 4-year business plan and that she needs a break. So she's going to start staying with Molly for a while. At the club, Molly meets a guy named Jared. And Issa runs into her ex, Daniel, who she's been casually talking to on Facebook for a while now. Daniel encourages Issa to go on stage and freestyle, and she starts to get into it, but she freestyles about Molly's issues and her broken relationships, and this pisses Molly off. They argue on the way home. Molly can't believe Issa would do that to her. So Issa decides to go see Daniel, but he's giving her mixed messages. So she makes up with Molly. Issa plans on staying with Molly for a while anyway. But Molly wants her to make up with Lawrence. At work, Issa finds out that her coworkers are sending secret white emails to each other and having secret white emails about her and her events. At Molly's job, she gets a new coworker, Rashida, who wants to be called Dada. She tries to warn Dada about doing too much, but Dada thinks she's doing just fine. Eventually, Molly's boss wants her to talk to Dada about her loud personality, basically because she's the only other black girl in the firm. But Molly wants to have nothing to do with her dirty work. Meanwhile, Lawrence is offered an entry-level position, but he won't settle because he's got a college degree. But he eventually gets a job at Best Buy just to save his relationship with Issa. So Molly's been dating Jared for a while now and decides to bring him to meet her friends. They find him cool and interesting and talk about relationships and him not going to college. But then Molly finally gets accepted into this elite dating website she's been trying to get into for a while. So she blows off Jared and tells him that she just wants to be friends. She goes on a couple of dates with the doctor, but she comes off a little crazy to him because she wants him to start calling her every single time he gets home. Then she goes out with a lawyer and she wants him to start leaving his clothes at her place after only a few dates. And he basically just tells her that he finds her pretty desperate. After the bad date, she shows up at Jared's house drunk, and she passes out on his couch. In the morning, she apologizes for treating him bad, and he forgives her. Daniel visits Issa at her job to apologize for giving her mixed signals. She tells him that she's back with Lawrence though, but she invites him to career day. At career day, Daniel tells the students that Issa used to rap, so the kids find a video of Issa that was posted on YouTube, and they love it. It goes all over the school. They start creating memes, and they even learn in Spanish. But Issa is so embarrassed by it. She begs Daniel to find out who posted it. So he invites her to the studio, and they start drinking. And eventually, she cheats on Daniel. She regrets it right away, though. She even contemplates on telling Lawrence. But he surprises her by having the video removed. She is so grateful for this. She thanks him. and she makes some breakfast and decides to make dinner plans with him. After dinner, Lawrence decides to take her ring shopping, but Issa can't get that flashback with Daniel out of her mind. Meanwhile, Molly plans a nice dinner for Jared. They start talking about the craziest things they've ever done. She admitted to sleeping with her professor, doing coke, and making out with a girl. Daniel confesses to streaking at a hotel, sleeping with his boss, and fooling around with a guy. And this doesn't sit well with Molly at all. She drilled him for more details. She said, "Are you bi? Was it one time one guy? One time with a couple of guys?" He just said one time one guy. So Molly still tells the girls. And Issa said that, everybody doesn't fit in a box. And she said that you should give them another chance. And then Issa confesses to cheating on Lawrence with Daniel. At work, Issa organizes a private fundraiser and Daniel shows up uninvited. He asks her about not returning his phone calls, so she just tells him that he was just an itch she had to scratch. After the event, Issa says to Molly that maybe she should talk to someone like a therapist about her relationship problems. But Molly takes it the wrong way and argues that Issa's the cheater. And then Issa says, "You're just mad that she can have a man." So Molly decides to go see Jared again. She tells him that she should have lowered her standards with him and she would meet him halfway, and she doesn't need a perfect guy. And he just says he's tired and shuts the door. When Issa gets home, Lawrence says he saw her with Daniel and he asked if she cheated on him. She admitted it. And then they start to argue, and then he leaves. They don't talk for days. So she decides to go see him at his new job, but he doesn't want to have anything to do with her. Issa calls Molly to thank her for donating to her fundraiser, but she's cold. She's still in her feelings about being told that she needs therapy. So the girls go away for Kelly's 30th birthday weekend. Even though Molly is distant to them, they're still having fun. They sit in the hot tub and confess about relationships, and they find out that Issa cheated. That's when Lawrence called. He says he wants to talk this weekend with her. So Molly drives her back into town. They have a heart-to-heart on the way there. Lawrence gets to the apartment first, thinking that Issa is already there and that she's waiting for him, so he puts his things down. But when Issa finally gets there, she sees that he's cleaned everything out of his closet and realizes that he's gone and that maybe she's too late. And that's it for season 1, short and sweet. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. And I'll probably be back for recaps for season 2 and 3 and episode recaps.